Suburban, please. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for having us back. This has been a great night. Yeah. We're rolling right along here to the religious part of the show. We got So, as you can tell, there was a lot of country in that first album, wasn't there, Mr. Rutherford? Yes. And to Don Gant, who produced that, and Don Light, as I said, was responsible for it. So somewhere in the middle of that, I had to go down to Atlanta and work at a place called the Bistro on West Peachtree. And so, as a performer, when you get off at night, Atlanta was not, let's say it wasn't as hot Atlanta-ish in those days as it is today. And so the action, there were about 2 or 3 clubs out in the Piedmont area, and then everybody went to the Marriott because it was open for 24 hours, and you could get what was referred to in those days as a soaker. If you'd had a little bit to drink, you wanted some pancakes or a burger or something. You remember that part of it? Yeah. So I was sitting there, and couldn't help but listening to this conversation of this businessman and a young lady at the booth. So I wrote this song about it, and I went back and I played it in the studio when we recorded it at Glazer Brothers. And I remember Tom Paul Glazer saying, "I can't believe that you actually did this to a country song." And I said, "Well, it's just, Harlan Howard always said country music is 3 chords of the truth." And so here's the truth. And the great thing about it was, Why Don't We Get Drunk and Screw became this huge jukebox hit. And I thought, my God, this is it. I'm going to get to buy a Boston Whaler or something. A 13.6 with a 40. This was a long time ago. But the thing about it was, the mafia controlled the jukeboxes in those days, and they didn't pay royalties on a jukebox play. That's true. You've heard of the mafia? Okay. I used to work for them. I never put that on a resume though. But anyway, that was the true thing about it, is I never made a dime off of the jukebox play because they wouldn't pay, and I wasn't going to ask. Hey, Carlo, where's my fucking money? Nope. So it just lived on and remember, this was a very risque song. This is before Flavo Flav and Snoop Lion but in Nashville, but everybody that I knew who was a performer loved it. So we're going to do it. And there was and when, let's just say my producer was a little conservative at the time, and we had a few words about whether it would be on the album or not, because he said this could destroy your career. I said, why? I don't even have one yet. How can it destroy it? I mean, we don't have anything. This could make it, And so he just threw up his hands. I could be insistent if I wanted to in those days. So, and the great thing about it was I was insistent on having players in the band that I wanted, not players that they provided for me, and he was the first one that I wanted to have. And to Tony Cogbill and Sammy Creasy, Reggie Young, to everybody who played on those first records before I ever had a band, I'm going to dedicate this song to them, because those guys played for a living, and I'll never forget them cracking up when it was the only song we didn't get in like one take because people were laughing so much. So let's have fun with it right here at the good old Casa Marina tonight.